divorce me right away. I agreed without a second thought. She and her new man both laughed at me for being a fool. They got their marriage license in the blink of an eye. They dumped our daughter on me. But on the day they went to claim the prize, that scumbag couple completely broke down.
Oh, damn it.
Chen Feng, let's get a divorce. At the dinner table, Lin Fei pushed a printed divorce agreement in front of me. I froze for a second. Looking at her perfectly made-up face, I couldn't react for a moment. Why? My voice was a little hoarse. She snorted with laughter and raised her voice. Oh? With a contempt I had never seen before. Look at the state you're in right now. How much do you earn a month? What else do I get besides suffering with you? She pointed at our tiny apartment smaller than 60 square meters. Then she pointed at the one meat, one veg dish on the table. It's been 10 years. Chen Feng, I've had enough of this life. I fell silent. We've been married for 10 years. I think I've given everything I have to her. And to this family, my salary isn't really high, but I gave every single penny of it to her every month. To make her life a little more comfortable, I also worked as a designated driver after work. I only got home exhausted late every night, but she never noticed any of these efforts. Fei, is there some misunderstanding between us? There's no misunderstanding. She cut me off impatiently. She took a lottery ticket out of her bag and slapped it on the table. I won the 50 million grand prize. Chen Feng, I don't want to waste my time with a loser like you anymore. The bright red numbers on the lottery ticket looked extremely familiar to me. That's my daughter Yi's birthday. A week ago, I passed the lottery shop downstairs, bought a lottery ticket with Yi's birthday on a whim. I gave it to Lin Fei when I got home and told her to keep it safe. I just said I bought it randomly, just for fun. I never thought it would actually win. My heart sank. It wasn't because of the money. It was because of that look on her face. Like she couldn't wait to get rid of me. So this 50 million has nothing to do with you. She tilted her chin up, her eyes full of smugness and pride. I already had a lawyer look over the agreement. I've been more than fair to you. This crappy apartment is yours. Our daughter is also yours. I'll give you another 200,000 yuan. As compensation for all these years. She spoke like she was tipping a beggar. I looked at her. This woman I've loved for 10 years. In front of money, she showed her most real and ugliest side. Right at that moment, the doorbell rang. Lin Fei's eyes lit up. She got up immediately to open the door. A man in full designer clothes stood at the door. With greasy gelled hair, it was Zhang Hao. He's Lin Fei's boss, and also her so-called good brother. Zhang Hao put his arm around Lin Fei's waist naturally as soon as he walked in, and looked at me provocatively. Ah, Feng, Fei already told you everything, right? Don't blame her. People move upwards. Water flows downwards. What you can't give Fei, I can. Lin Fei leaned against Zhang Hao's arms like a little bird and said coquettishly, How he hasn't signed yet? Zhang Hao's gaze fell on me. With a hint of charity in it. Be a man, make it quick. Don't waste everyone's time. Sign it, and this 200,000 yuan is yours. Take the money, and you can live an easier life. I watched them sing the same tune, and suddenly found it ridiculous. Turns out I was the one who'd been kept in the dark this whole time. Fine, I picked up the pen and said one word calmly. My quick agreement shocked both Lin Fei and Zhang Hao. They probably thought I'd cry, make a fuss, or refuse to let go. Lin Fei frowned and looked at me. You just agree like that? What else? I tugged at the corner of my mouth and smiled a smile they couldn't understand. Wish you two happiness. I signed my name on the divorce agreement. Quick and clean. Lin Fei looked at my signature and finally showed undisguised ecstasy on her face. She pulled out from Zhang Hao's bag the pre-prepared bank card and threw it in front of me. There's 200,000 yuan in the card. The password is your birthday, Chen Feng. We're even from now on. After that, she hooked her arm through Zhang Hao's, walked towards the door without looking back, didn't even glance at their daughter's bedroom inside the room. When they reached the door, Zhang Hao turned around. Loser? The door slammed shut. The whole world went quiet. I sat where I was, staring at the signed agreement on the table. Along with that bank card, they thought they were the winners, that I was some poor abandoned loser. They had no idea that lottery ticket was paid for with the bank card, linked to my personal ID information. According to the latest rules of the lottery center, for any jackpot over 1 million yuan, the buyer must present in person their valid ID and payment proof. To claim the prize, Lin Fei won't get a cent of that 50 million yuan. The next day, Lin Fei and I went to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get divorced. The moment we stepped out of the bureau gate, the sun was a bit too bright. Lin Fei was wearing sunglasses. Didn't want to stay a second longer. Chen Feng, Yi's all yours. Once I start my new life, it'll be inconvenient to have a kid with me. Her tone was ice cold. Like Yi wasn't her own daughter. Just some burden. Don't worry, I'll take good care of her. Good. A brand new BMW was parked by the roadside. Zhang Hao poked his head out of the driver's seat. Waving at Lin Fei immediately broke into a big smile, walked over quickly in her high heels, and got into the passenger seat. The car window rolled down. Zhang Hao deliberately raised his voice at me and said, Fei, today we'll go get our marriage license too. Then we'll book tickets to the Maldives. To celebrate properly, whatever you say, Hao-ge. They looked at me, their eyes full of smugness and pity, like they were looking at some ant abandoned by the world. I didn't say a word, just watched them calmly. The BMW sped off and disappeared. I turned and walked the opposite way, then got home. The first thing I did was take that 200,000 yuan bank card and toss it to the very back of a drawer. I won't touch a cent of this money. I walked into Yi's room. My 5-year-old daughter was holding a doll, fast asleep. She had no idea yet that her mom didn't want her anymore. It's just you and Dad from now on. Over the next few days, my life was as calm as a stagnant pond. I dropped off and picked up Yi from kindergarten on time every day, cooked her meals, and read her bedtime stories. Lin Fei's WeChat moments were the total opposite of my life. She and Zhang Hao got their marriage license. In the photo, they were holding the red marriage certificates, grinning from ear to ear. The caption said, "Please take care of me for the rest of my life. Leave the wrong one behind to meet the right one." Then came photos of them shopping at various luxury stores, splurging like crazy. The latest designer bags, limited edition watches, and that red Porsche Zhang Hao gave her. She and Zhang Hao looked like new upper-class elites, going to fancy restaurants every day, attending all kinds of cocktail parties, living the high life. I knew all their spending was on maxed-out credit cards. They were spending in advance that wealth. That didn't belong to them at all. My mom called me during this time, her voice full of worry. "Ah Feng, what's going on with you and Fei Fei? I heard from your aunt that she's messing around outside. Don't take it too hard. Just live your life well." Mom? We already got divorced? There was a long silence on the other end of the line. I knew that woman a long time ago. She wasn't the faithful type. "You're just too nice." My mom was so angry her voice was shaking. "What about Yi? She doesn't even want her own daughter." "Yi's staying with me. This is such a tragedy." I said a few things to comfort my mom, then hung up. Not long after, some old colleagues and friends started contacting me. Some genuinely wanted to comfort me, but most just came to gawk at my misfortune. "Chen Feng, you're so pathetic. Your wife ran off with another guy. I heard Lin Fei won 50 million yuan. Is that true? Aren't you losing out so much? Come on, bro, cheer up. When one door closes, another opens, right?" I ignored all of them. Just silently deleted all these people's contact information one by one. A real friend would never rub salt into your wound at a time like this. Yi is very sensible. She seems to have sensed something wrong. But she never asks where Mom went. She only mumbles quietly when sleeping at night. "Daddy, I love you." Every time this happens, my heart completely melts, and for her sake, I have to hold on. Soon a week passed. The lottery redemption deadline is in 2 days. I counted the time. Lin Fei and Zhang Hao should have already arrived at the provincial lottery center. I made breakfast for Yi, watching her take small bites of egg custard. "Daddy, can we go to the park today?" "Sure." I patted her head. "Daddy will take you to a nice place today." My phone rang. It was an unknown number. I picked it up. "Chen Feng, did you mess with something?" On the other end of the line, Lin Fei was furious, roaring hysterically. "What are you talking about?" "I don't understand," I said in a calm tone, while wiping Yi's mouth with a tissue. "Don't play dumb with me." Lin Fei's voice was shrill and piercing. "Why can't this lottery ticket be redeemed?" The staff said, "Only the ticket buyer themselves can redeem it." "Did you do this on purpose?" "Lin Fei, did you forget? I was the one who bought this lottery ticket." I chuckled softly. The other end of the line went silent instantly. A few seconds later, Lin Fei's voice came again, but it no longer had the arrogance just now. Instead, it carried a hint of tremble and disbelief. You? There's no way you bought it. This lottery ticket is obviously mine. You stole it from my coat pocket. I cut her off. I bought it with my bank card at the lottery shop downstairs. The payment record and the shop's surveillance footage can be easily checked by the lottery center. Lin Fei went completely quiet. I can imagine the look on her face right now. It must be absolutely priceless. So that 50 million has nothing to do with you. Or Zhang Hao, not a single cent. I said word by word, telling her this fact clearly. No, that's impossible. Chen Feng, you're lying to me. You must be lying to me. She started rambling incoherently. Whether I'm lying or not, you know it well in your heart. I'm not going to waste time talking to her. If there's nothing else, I'm hanging up. I have to take Yi Yi out. Don't hang up, Lin Fei screamed. Chen Feng, redeem the money. We are husband and wife. I deserve half of the money. Husband and wife. It sounded like the biggest joke I've ever heard. Lin Fei, we already got divorced. Just a week ago, you couldn't wait to cut ties with me. I was just angry back then. I wasn't thinking straight. She started softening her tone, with a choking sob in her voice. Chen Feng, for Yi's sake, you can't do this to me. Let's get remarried, okay? We can live like we used to. Sorry, I don't want to. Chen Feng, don't push me. If you don't give me the money, I'll sue you in court for hiding marital property. Go ahead and sue. My voice turned cold. The divorce agreement says clearly in black and white, marital property has been fully divided. Both parties have no objections. This lottery ticket was confirmed as a winner after we got divorced. What exactly are you going to sue me for? Don't forget you also took 200,000 from me. If we really want to settle all accounts, that counts as unjust enrichment on your part. You... Lin Fei was too choked to say a word. Only her heavy breathing could be heard on the line. Then Zhang Hao's voice came from the other end. Why waste time talking to him? Just make him cough up the money? What a useless loser. How dare he fight back? Then Zhang Hao snatched the phone over. Chen Feng, right? I'm giving you one last chance. Come to the lottery center right now and redeem the prize. We'll split the money 30-70, you get 30%. You take 30%, I take 70%. Or don't blame me for being rude to you. His tone was full of threats. I just laughed. Mr. Zhang, are you getting something wrong here? The money is mine. Why would I split it with you? Who do you think you are anyway? You're asking for it. Do you believe I can make you unable to survive in City A? I'll be waiting. I hung up the phone right away, then blocked this number immediately. The world is finally quiet. Yi looked up, staring at me with her big blinking eyes. Daddy? Was that Mommy on the phone? No, it was just a wrong number. My heart ached a little. I patted her head gently. Come on, Yi. Daddy's taking you to buy new clothes. Yay. I took Yi to the most upscale mall in the city. I brought Lin Fei here once before. She looked at the price tags that cost thousands or even tens of thousands, said it was way too expensive verbally, but her eyes were full of desire. Today I can unhesitatingly splurge on my little girl. I can buy any clothes she likes here without thinking twice. I got Yi Yi a whole new look from head to toe. A pretty little princess dress. Shiny little leather shoes. The little girl spun around in front of the mirror. She was over the moon with joy. Passing shop staff and customers all glanced over, praising how cute Yi was. I looked at my daughter in the mirror, smiling like a flower. It felt like the whole world lit up. Just when I was about to pay, my phone rang again. It was my mom calling this time. Ah Feng, check the news right now. You're on TV? Mom, what are you talking about? Your ex-wife and that guy are causing trouble at the provincial lottery center. Reporters filmed the whole scene. It's being broadcast all over TV right now. They said that 50 million lottery ticket is yours. What on earth is going on? My heart sank. I can't believe Lin Fei and Zhang Hao caused such a huge scene. I immediately opened my phone, tapped on the local news pop-up. The headline was absolutely shocking. The real winner of the 50 million jackpot is someone else. Man and woman raise a ruckus at lottery center. Claim winning lottery ticket was stolen. In the video, Lin Fei's hair was all messy. She was clinging tightly to the leg of a lottery center staff member, screaming and crying at the top of her lungs. The lottery ticket is mine. Why won't you let me claim the prize? This is a total scam. I'm going to expose all of you. Zhang Hao stood next to her, pointing at the camera, threatening people in a tough but hollow tone. The lottery center is bullying ordinary customers. We won the prize fair and square, and they're trying to steal it from us. Crowds of onlookers and reporters surrounded them. Camera flashes were going off nonstop. Ma'am, sir, let us repeat this one more time. According to the regulations, large prizes must be claimed by the ticket buyer, themselves with valid ID documents. Our system shows the buyer of this lottery ticket is a Mr. Chen. It's not either of you two. He's my ex-husband. He gave me the lottery ticket as a gift, so it belongs to me. Gift transactions take effect once delivered, that is true. But lottery winnings are aleatory contracts. They have uncertain outcomes. Before the draw, it's just a 2 yuan voucher. Its nature changes completely after winning the prize. Most importantly, our prize-claiming rules only recognize the ticket buyer themselves. This is to prevent disputes like proxy claims or fake claims, and to protect the rights and interests of the real winner. The staff's explanation was clear and professional, but to Lin Fei and Zhang Hao, it sounded like a death sentence. Zhang Hao obviously panicked too. He pulled Lin Fei up at once and started playing the victim for the camera. Dear members of the press, please judge this for us. My fiancée won 50 million, but her ex-husband is jealous of us and is exploiting a loophole in the rules. To take all the money for himself, how can there be such an unfair thing in the world? We are the real victims here. He was completely twisting the facts, trying to sway public opinion. The comment section had already blown up. Holy crap, this guy is such a total scumbag, isn't he? They're divorced and he still wants his ex-wife's money. Is this considered marital property? If it is, the ex-husband does have a legal share. Haven't you been paying attention to the news guy upstairs? The staff already said clearly. They only recognize the ticket buyer themselves. This ex-husband is such a scheming jerk.
He set this trap up ages ago.
I feel so bad for this woman. All her hopes were crushed for nothing. Looking at all these comments, I let out a cold laugh. They have no idea what the real truth is. But that's actually a good thing. The bigger this mess gets, the harder Lin Fei and Zhang Hao will fall. I turned off my phone and said to the shop assistant, who was looking at me worriedly, "Excuse me, I'd like to pay the bill." After paying, I held Yi's hand and walked out of the mall. The sun was shining perfectly. I didn't go straight to the lottery center. Let things play out a little longer first. I took Yi to the amusement park. We went on her favorite rides, the carousel and bumper cars. My little girl's laughter was like silver bells, chasing away the last bit of gloom in my heart. In the evening, I brought the tired-out Yi back home. A police car was parked downstairs. A few neighbors huddled together, whispering and pointing. My heart skipped a beat. I had a bad feeling about this. Sure enough, right as I got to the hallway entrance, 2 police officers stopped me. "Are you Mr. Chen Feng, please?" "Yes, I am." "We received a report. You are suspected of a huge property embezzlement case. Please come with us to assist the investigation." One of the officers pulled out a pair of handcuffs. The surrounding neighbors all gasped in shock. This can't be as simple as it looks, right? He got taken away by the cops. Looks like he really did steal his ex-wife's money. I stared at the cold handcuffs and didn't put up any fight. I just spoke calmly to the officers. "Officer, my daughter is still with me. Can I settle her down first?" The officer glanced at the half-asleep Yi behind me and nodded. I carried Yi upstairs and knocked on the door of Aunt Lee's place across the hall. "Aunt Lee, could you please help look after Yi for a bit? I have some urgent business to handle." Aunt Lee looked at the police officers behind me and went pale with fright. But she still took Yi from my arms. "Xiao Chen, you..." "Go ahead, don't worry. I'll watch Yi for you." "Thank you so much." I followed the police officers downstairs and got into the police car. The car started moving. I saw Aunt Lee in the rearview mirror, holding Yi as she stood on the balcony, watching me with a worried look. I knew this was the last desperate move of Lin Fei and Zhang Hao. They wanted to use cops to force me to give in. Too bad. They picked the wrong fight. "Chen Feng, Lin Fei, and Zhang Hao reported that you embezzled their winning lottery ticket worth 50 million yuan. What's your explanation?" "Officer, first of all, I bought that lottery ticket. It's not theirs. Second, Lin Fei is my ex-wife. We completed the divorce formalities a week ago. So there is no such thing as me embezzling her property. What proof do you have that you bought the ticket? I have my bank card payment record. The lottery shop has security footage. The lottery center has real name registration information. The young officer taking notes looked up at me, with a little surprise in his eyes. Then why didn't you give the lottery ticket to Lin Fei? I did, I gave it to her before we got divorced. But she had no idea what the redemption rules of this ticket were. She was the one who asked for a divorce, and her attitude was very firm. I fulfilled her wish, so you intentionally let her go to the lottery center and hit a dead end. I just respected her choice. She chose money. She chose Zhang Hao. She gave up on me and our daughter. I had no obligation to remind her of the redemption rules. I also have no legal fault at all. The interrogating officer fell silent. He probably also thought this case was a bit ridiculous. An hour later, after information verification, I was released without charge. I walked out of the police station gate. It was already late at night. Zhang Hao and Lin Fei were waiting right at the entrance. Seeing me walk out safe and sound, their faces instantly turned extremely ugly. How is that possible? How come you're fine? Because I didn't break the law. You, on the other hand, Mr. Jiang, made a false police report on purpose and defamed others. That's a pretty serious charge. Lin Fei also rushed over, beating me like a crazy woman. Why are you doing this to me? That 50 million yuan is mine. It's mine. I let her beat me, standing completely still. Her punches didn't hurt at all. They only made me feel pathetic for her. Yours, Lin Fei. Wake up, will you? The moment you decided to get a divorce, you had nothing left. No, I still have Yi Yi. Yi Yi is your daughter. And she's mine too. If you don't give me the money, I'll fight for Yi's custody. I'll make sure you never see her again for the rest of your life. She finally showed her last card, threatening me with our daughter. My gaze turned completely cold. You? Try me. I shook off her hand and turned to leave. Chen Feng, stop right there. Lin Fei screamed at the top of her lungs behind me. I didn't look back and went straight home. Aunt Li was still awake, waiting for me this whole time. Xiaochen, thank goodness you're back. Are you okay? I'm fine, Aunt Li. Thank you. Sorry for the trouble. Good to hear you're okay. Good to hear you're okay. Aunt Li handed the sleeping Yi Yi to me. Those two bastards, they're really trying to push people to their death. I held Yi in my arms, like I was holding the whole world. I slept exceptionally well that night. Early the next morning, I brought all the evidence, including bank payment records, the divorce agreement, and the audio recording of Lin Fei and Zhang Hao threatening me at the police station entrance yesterday, and went straight to the provincial lottery center. There were no reporters this time, no onlookers either. I walked into the prize redemption hall calmly. The director of the lottery center received me in person. He was obviously very impressed with me, a man in the news. Mr. Chen, thank goodness you're here. If you had waited any longer to come, our threshold would have been worn down by all the visitors. I handed over all the documents. Director, this is my ID card and bank card, along with the relevant payment vouchers. I'm here to redeem my prize. The director carefully checked all the documents and pulled up the ticket purchase information from the system. He breathed a long sigh of relief after confirming everything was correct. No problem, Mr. Chen. All procedures are fully compliant. I'll handle this for you right away. The process went very quickly. After deducting 20% personal incidental income tax, my actual take-home bonus was 40 million yuan. When that huge sum of money was transferred to my account, the long string of zeros made me a little dazed. Half an hour later, I walked out of the lottery center entrance. Lin Fei and Zhang Hao were hauntingly waiting there. When they saw me, it was like two hungry wolves spotting their prey. Their eyes were red with greed. Where's the money? Did you redeem it? None of your business. I walked around her, getting ready to leave. Hey, Brother Chen. Brother Chen, we were wrong. We were really wrong. We were too blind to recognize a great man like you. You're a generous person. Please let us off this time. His attitude did a complete 180. His flattery was so disgusting. No, we don't want the 50 million anymore. Just pay back the money we overdrawn. Earlier, that's all we ask. It's only a little over 2 million. It's just a drop in the bucket for you. Then I realized why they were in such a hurry. They spent money ahead of time, maxed out their credit cards. The bank's collection calls are probably blowing up their phones right now. If they don't pay back soon, they'll not only face huge interest, they might even go to jail for credit card fraud. Why would I help you? Did you ever think of me when you were out living the high life? Was there any point to that? We just lost our heads for a moment. Chen Feng, for the sake of our 10 years as husband and wife, please help me. I don't want to go to jail. She was about to kneel down for me as she spoke. I stepped aside to avoid her. Ha ha ha. 10 years of marriage? Lin Fei, you dare mention our 10 years of marriage to me, when you didn't hesitate to abandon me and our daughter, for money. Why didn't you think of our 10 years of marriage then, when you and Zhang Hao showed off your new life on WeChat Moments, and mocked me as a loser? Why didn't you think of our 10 years of marriage then? When you called the cops to arrest me, and tried to threaten me with our daughter, why didn't you think of our 10 years of marriage then? Each of my rhetorical questions felt like a slap, hitting her hard across the face. Her face turned from red to white, and ended up deathly pale. Now you can't pay back the money, and you're going to jail. Came up to me and said we were married for 10 years. Lin Fei, don't you think it's too late for that? I looked at her. There wasn't a single ripple of emotion in my eyes. I told you before, the moment you decided to get a divorce, you had nothing left with me. You chose this path yourself, so you have to face the consequences on your own. After saying that, I stopped looking at them and walked straight to the taxi parked by the roadside. Behind me came Lin Fei's desperate cries and Zhang Hao's furious curses. None of this had anything to do with me anymore. My new life had only just begun. The first thing I did when I got home was go to the bank to close the account with the 200,000 yuan that Lin Fei left me along with the bank card. Then I used my own money to apply for a new bank card. First, I went to a high-end residential community and bought a fully furnished 180 square meter apartment in full payment. It comes with a terrace overlooking the entire city's night view. Then I went to the car dealership to pick up the most low-key black Audi A6. I don't like showing off. Comfort and safety are what I value most. After getting all this done, it was already dark. I drove back to that rundown neighborhood, took one last look at the place where I had lived for 10 years. I had no nostalgia at all and went upstairs and knocked on Aunt Lee's door. Xiao Chen, are you okay? I'm fine, Aunt Lee. Thank you for taking care of me these past few days. I took a red envelope I had prepared long ago and stuffed it into her hand. This is a small token of my appreciation. You must take it. The red envelope was pretty thick. It had 10,000 yuan in cash I withdrew earlier inside. Oh my, what's this for? We're neighbors. It's normal to help each other out. Please just take it. Otherwise, I'll feel really bad. I insisted. Aunt Lee couldn't argue with me, so she had to take it. I held Yi in my arms and said goodbye to Aunt Lee. Xiaochen, are you moving? We're moving to a new place. That's great, that's great. Get away from this sad place. Dad, did we get a new car? Yep, this is our new car from now on. And we're going to a new home too. When I opened the door of our new home, the moment the lights turned on, Yi gasped in amazement. Wow, Dad, our house is so big and pretty. She was like a happy little bird. Running around the spacious living room, I looked at her smiling face and felt the 40 million yuan was totally worth it. I settled her in the kids' room decorated in pink princess style and read her a bedtime story. After she fell asleep, I walked to the terrace alone. The city's night view was as bright as a galaxy. My phone vibrated once. It was a news notification. Follow up on the couple that caused a scene at the lottery center, suspected of credit card fraud and malicious defamation, have been criminally detained by the police. The photo attached to the news showed Lin Fei and Zhang Hao being escorted into a police car in handcuffs, looking completely disheveled. The fear and despair on their faces was clearly visible. It said that Zhang Hao was never a company executive at all. He was just a salesperson. He owed a ton of debt and was counting on Lin Fei's 50 million yuan to get out of trouble. And Lin Fei, to live the so-called high society life, overdrew more than 10 credit cards at Zhang Hao's urging, with total debts reaching 3 million yuan. Severe legal punishment awaits them. I turned off my phone and took a sip of iced beer. The night breeze blew on my face. It felt so nice. Good and evil both get their rewards. What goes around comes around. I felt no sympathy at all. I only felt relieved The next day, I completed the transfer procedures for Yi to the best international kindergarten in the city. Then I quit my old job. I started planning our future. I want to take Yi to travel around the world, to see the scenery she's only seen in picture books. I want to set up a foundation dedicated to helping ordinary people like me, who are overwhelmed by the pressures of life. I want to use this money to do something more meaningful. A month later, my life was fully back on track. Every day I send Yi to school, then go to the gym to work out. I pick her up from school in the afternoon and take her to her favorite ballet and piano lessons. My physical and mental state are better than ever. One day when I was picking Yi up from school, I saw someone at the kindergarten gate. Someone totally unexpected. My ex-mother-in-law. She looked way older than the last time we met. Most of her hair had turned gray. Her face was filled with worry. When she saw me, her eyes lit up and walked over quickly. Chen Feng! I instinctively shielded Yi behind me. You? What are you doing here? My tone was unfriendly. Chen Feng, I'm begging you.
Please save Fei Fei.
She knows she was wrong. She really knows she messed up. She got scammed by that Zhang guy. Go talk to the police, okay? Let her get out of there. She can't go to jail. Ha ha ha. I looked at her and felt absolutely nothing. When Lin Fei wanted to divorce me back then, I called her, hoping she could talk Lin Fei out of it. But she bashed me over the phone saying I was useless and wasted her daughter's youth, making her daughter suffer with me. She also said Lin Fei could find someone better, that I didn't deserve her. Every word she said was full of disgust for me and praise for Zhang Hao. Now that everything's blown up, she comes running to beg me again. How ridiculous is that? Whether she goes to jail is up to the law. Not me! How did you and your daughter treat me back then? Did you forget? My ex-mother-in-law's face went pale. I only did that for Fei Fei. I didn't know Zhang Hao was such a scumbag. For her own good. For her own good. Is that why you taught her to worship money and look down on the poor and abandon her husband and daughter? She was left speechless by my questions. Yi, let's go. I didn't want to argue with her any longer. I held my daughter's hand ready to leave. Don't go. She grabbed my arm hard and thudded to her knees on the ground. Lu Tenfeng, I'm kneeling for you, okay? I'm begging you. Just do it for Yi's sake. She can't grow up without a mom. When she knelt down like that, all the parents around turned to look at us. Everyone was pointing and whispering about us. Daddy, I'm scared. Yi was frightened by the scene and hugged my leg tightly. I picked up my daughter, heart aching, as I looked at my ex-mother-in-law on her knees. My gaze was ice cold. When she abandoned Yi, why didn't she think Yi needed her mom? Now you're using Yi as an excuse? Don't you find that disgusting? From now on, don't ever show up in front of us again. Or don't blame me for being rude. I held Yi in my arms and walked straight to my car without looking back. Her shrill cries were coming from behind me. I didn't turn around. Some people never deserve sympathy or forgiveness.